Good day everyone, we are Bataan MANJI gang and we're going to present Bataan Urbanization, study of Bataan communities to the adaptation of urban growth. I'm Christian OBEREZ.
I'm EROL FACTORAN.
I am KEEMBEL GUANZON.
I'm JOMARIE TRABOC.
And I'm Sir Walter James T. BANZON, and we are Bataan MANJI gang.
Bataan Cavite Interlink Bridge is one of the biggest projects here in the Philippines. Bataan Cavite Interlink Bridge is a 32.15 km 4-lane cable-stayed bridge built on Manila Bay, Philippines. Reduce the travel time from Bataan to Cavite from 5 hours to 40 minutes. This bridge will start at Barangay Alas Asin in Maribeles, Bataan, crossing Manila Bay and terminating at Barangay Timalan in Naik, Cavite. This bridge will also provide opportunities for new expansion and economic development outside Manila and outside the National Capital Region, such as the development of seaports in Cavite and Bataan as major international shipping gateways to the Philippines.
Orion, Bataan. Orion is a coastal municipality in the province of Bataan. Orion is envisioned to be an agri-industrial center in Bataan, focusing on its strengths in agriculture and fishing. Orion aims to have a vibrant agriculture and fishing industry with sufficient post-harvest facilities so as to enhance the value of its products. Additionally, because of its strategic location, Orion is envisioned to be the gateway of Bataan, serving as an alternative bridge between Bataan and Metro Manila.
Next is survey results. The first question is, how would you categorize the quality of life in Bataan? In this pie chart, majority of our respondents selected 4 as satisfied, which equates to 54%. Then 30% to neutral. Then lastly, very satisfied, which equates to 16%. Then the next pie chart is, the questionnaire is about how fulfilled are you in terms of the implementation of civic projects that your local government enacted. The majority has a tie, which equates to 38%, which our respondents selected satisfied and neutral. Then 16% for very satisfied and 8% for unsatisfied.
This pie chart shows the total of 80% of respondents that said yes, they are willing to cooperate or take part of urbanization project, while 18 selected maybe, lastly to 2% said no. According to the bar graph, regarding to the environmental issues, respondents mostly selected flooding as the main issue that they are facing in their respective barangay, which has total of 70% of total respondents. Second is improper waste disposal for 8%, and the third is for deforestation bill to serve as 32%, and for fourth is pollution 26%, and lastly for fifth loss of biodiversity for 22%, and 18 for heavy traffics.
Next, according to the bar graph shown, majority of respondents prefer to develop or redevelop mostly on municipal security, gathering or public area and drainage, while the rest of the choices were around 50% above and below. Then next, the bar chart presented shows the percentage of what the respondents' choice in terms of what establishments would they want to see more within the municipality of Orion. Sports facilities and a public library have the highest percentages, while restaurants and housing tied at 46%, then 40% for business parks, and the rest of the choices were below 40%.
Coming up with rural issue and problems, as the population grows and our environment is gradually changing towards worse condition, some concerns and complications arise along with this. Even though the municipal government of Orion are doing their part to develop their local, still there's some problem that requires elucidation in order to keep up with the urbanization of Bataan. These are some factors that affect the municipality of Orion based on the survey, which the proponents have conducted.
And to discuss the summary of issues and problems of municipality of Orion in their economic sector, lack of support and funds for agri-fisheries and poor port service facility. For their social sector, inadequate healthcare facility, huge number of informal settlements under slum and unsanitary conditions, rapid population growth, and safety and security. For their environmental sector, legal and dynamite fishing, pollution, deforestation, problems on solid waste management, and flooding.
For infrastructure sector, improper zoning, insufficient or proper facilities for transportation or transportation terminal, unfinished or poorly built roads, unfinished government buildings, public parking, road network improvement, drainage system, and insufficient facilities for public transportation terminal. And for tourism sector, lack of tourism promotion and lack of area of public gathering areas. And lastly, for agricultural sector, conversion of agricultural lands to commercials and industrial use. So these are the solutions for the economical agricultural development, providing government projects that will develop in agro-fisheries and facilities, providing more public and open spaces to boost the tourism of the municipality, and construction proper facilities or structure for transportation. And for social development, issue enough of public health and facilities, developing of slum and areas and making their environmental neat and safe, ameliorating security system to have a safer place, and lastly for environmental management, enacting tricks that prohibition of dynamic fishing and deforestation, as well as the intensifying the punishment whoever will violate the restriction, developing rural landscapes such as adding more plants and trees, and constructing enough for proper facilities or waste disposal.
For the infrastructure development, recommended na mapanatili ang proper land use or zoning based sa land use plan. Next is yung pagkakaroon ng sapat at maayos na facility for the transportation para mas mapadali ng pagpunta ng mga tao from point A to point B. Dahil nagkaroon din ng congestion sa ibang waiting area, lalo sa jeepneys, since maliit lang ang space para sa waiting area nila. Next is yung pagkakaroon ng maayos na sidewalks. Dahil lang nangyayari is some roads in Orion, doon na din mismo naglalakad ang mga tao, which is delikado para sa mga pedestrian and for the drivers. For the government or civic buildings, it can be improved pa, especially ang municipal hall, since it also represents the integrity of a municipality. Enough parking is also needed. For the roads and drainage system, kailangan din mapagtuunan ng pansin ng mga ito for the ease of mobility of people. And for the tourism center, constructing a tourism center big enough to accommodate the possible tourists and having a tourist spot which also engages the tourist and agriculture sector, redeveloping commercial and agriculture zone and maintaining impartiality of spaces. Next.
Para mas ma-discuss natin kung ano nga ba ang mga dapat i-develop sa mismong lugar ng Orion, for their economic development of fish port and including agro-fishery facility, makikita natin sa kanan ang Pag-asa Fish Port, kung saan mas maganda kung may improve natin to since ang Orion Bataan is, ang pangunahing product nila is galing sa pangingisda. At ito ang magiging silbing malaking oportunidad para sa mga mangingisda para mas makapag-generate ng mas malaking income kung may improve natin ang mga facilities nila. The developing commercial and agricultural zone and maintaining impartiality of its spaces. Next. Ito ang some structures and other places na makikita na sa Pilipinas kung saan na-implement nito at mas magandang ma-implement sa Orion. The fish port of Mati City sa Davao Oriental, this facility aims to strengthen the fish supply in Mindanao along with Jensan and Davao as mother ports in Davao region together with Malalag, Panabo, Mati, and Tagum.
Kung ganito ang magiging implementation ng fishport at maging ganito panibago ang mga facilities sa Orion, mas mapapadali ang produksyon ng mga isda at mas magiging malaki ang income ng mga tao doon. Since ang Orion ay isa sa pinaka supplier ng isda doon sa buong Bataan. Next is the agricultural zone na makikita natin sa picture. Ito ay makikita sa Dinalopian, Bataan, and keeping these lands from converting to commercial zone in order to have an equal distribution and other zoning classification. Since ang Orion Bataan is an agricultural zone, kailangan mapanatili pa rin natin itong mga lupa na ito na hindi ma-convert sa full commercial and industrial zone. Pero hindi natin papanatiling mahuhuli lahat ng infrastruktura nito pagdating sa urbanisasyon.
And next is social development, yung mga namin solution based on our research. Nasa makikita nyo nasa right side, yung St. Matthew Medicine Center. So our solutions in issues of public health care facilities, ayun yung naisip namin solution. And we will further discuss in the next slides. And the next is illegal shelters in Santo Domingo, Orion. Our solution there is housing project for informal shelters. And lastly, for security naman, ang inisip namin sa security ay Security and Safety Monitoring Center. Based on our gathered research, on our respondents, ang gusto nila talaga ay yung based on their security and management. So our team decided na maggawa ng One Bataan Command Center to ensure the security of the city they provided, and command center that will monitor the traffic flow as well as the receive calls and emergency. Next is sustainable housing projects. A sustainable housing project that aims to provide comfortable and safe house for the benefit of informal settlers. So yun nga, para din ma-manage din ng maayos yung sa mga sa mga housing dito sa Orion. Especially yung magbe-benefit nito yung mga users, hindi lang users kundi yung buong community.
Next is naman is the environment development. Yung mga na-encounter na problem dito ay illegal dynamite fishing in Orion. And ang solution namin din is enacting strict prohibition to dynamite / illegal fishing and deforestation. Since nga naging problema rin to sa Orion, ang naging solution namin din is whoever na magbabiolate ng problem na to is magmumulta ng malaki-laki para hindi na mahulit yung problema. The next naman sa right side, yung garbage dito sa Santo Domingo, which is naiipon. Ang naging solution namin is clearing up all waterways and redeveloping rural landscapes such as adding more plants and trees and walkway. And lastly is the garbage and plug drainage. Ang naging solution ng group namin dito is constructing enough and proper facilities for waste disposal. Next. Dito naman yung mga existing na facilities or structures na pwede namin implement sa mga problem. Sa left side is the Iloilo City River Esplanade Development. Dito nag-solution na yung river and safe development. Yung Iloilo Esplanade is simply the esplanade as locals call it a peaceful promenade. Sa alongside the Iloilo River. It is one of the best showcases of the city's efforts to rehabilitate and protect the Iloilo River and promote active lifestyles. The next naman is waste management facility na makikita sa Olongapo City. Dahil since nga naging problema rin sa waste disposal dito sa Orion, ito yung naging solution namin dun para ma-manage yung mga hindi makontrol na basura dun sa Orion. Next.
For the infrastructure development, building a green infrastructure facilities or having a sustainable design of buildings. As seen on the right side, yung public market ng Orion needs to be improved and to look more welcoming and more open, since pag pumasok ko sa loob nito, medyo masikip and madilim dito. And makikita rin dito sa right side ang improper location of tricycle terminals. Hence, nagiging hazard din sila pag may mga tumatawid na sasakyan. Di makita ng drivers yung mapaparating sa sasakyan, kaya dapat meron din silang proper location. And for the jeepneys, wala din silang sariling terminal. Kaya kapag hindi nagagamitin ng jeepneys, nakikipark na lang ito minsan sa mga public parking ng commercial buildings or sa frontage nila. Another concern is that some of the roads sa Orion ay mahirap ma-access dahil sa makikitid na daan tulad sa picture na makikita sa kanan located in San Vicente, Orion. Next. And for the proposed solution, we took the example of the public transportation facility in Cebu and can also be built in here as well para din magkaroon ng sariling area ang ating public vehicles. And another proposed solution is having wider roads para doon sa areas of concern. Like the example here sa Iloilo City Diversion Road, they also prioritize the safety of the pedestrians and provided a path to walk and bike. Next.
Let's proceed to the last development proposal, which is the tourism development. First proposal under this category is constructing a proper tourism center to accommodate the possible tourists. Based on what the residents of Orion have said, there's a tourism office located inside the municipal hall, but it is not enough to accommodate the possible tourists if Cavite-Bataan Interlink Bridge will soon to rise and open. Another thing is, it will be much better if not only inquiries will be the function of tourism office, but can also shelter a place for showcasing the local products and delicacies of Orion. If this municipality will have a bigger tourism center that is adjacent to their municipal hall, it will become much efficient and convenient to the users, and a possibility that this proposal will lead to boost the tourism of this locality. The second and last proposal under this category is building structures or tourist spots that will create an identity for the municipality of Orion. The development of park in Barangay Pag-asa, Orion, and an additional public space or gathering area to the designated spaces within the municipality will be an essential part to boost its tourism and potentially create an opportunity for the local vendors to produce more income. Another possible tourism spot proposal is a water park that will open to public. Maximizing the bodies of water located at Orion will become also a huge factor in the growth of tourism, and it can also create an opportunity to produce jobs to the residents of Orion. It can also create an identity in this locality and attract more possible travelers, considering that the Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge will be open sooner or later. Making those proposed parks and more sustainable, wider, greener, attractive, and aesthetically pleasing, as well as ensuring the comfort, convenience, accessibility, and security of the users. Then lastly, this presentation shown the related structure and park present on the other cities that this proposal is pertaining to. First is the Bataan Tourism Center in Balanga City, Bataan. It houses the Provincial Tourism Office, an exhibit hall, and an audio-visual room. It also has the Pasalubong Center showcasing the finest products made by the locals, impressive handcrafts, and delightful delicacies that will surely be a memorable souvenir for every tourist visiting Bataan. Second is the renovated Salcedo Park in Makati City. You probably know Salcedo Park as the home of art in the park, since the Outdoor of Art Fair was founded in 2006. It's also the site of Salcedo Weekend Market since 2005, a popular Saturday destination where you can find sellers for gourmet eats, organic fruits, vegetables, and etc. In conclusion, our main objective is to produce an urbanized yet greener and walkable municipality in order to coincide with the urbanization of Bataan to attain more capability to cater some possible tourists that will come from Cavite and other adjacent towns who will utilize the Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge. Because of the development proposal for Orion, it will become more convenient and accessible not only to the tourists but also to the residents of this particular locality. The entire proposals mentioned earlier are feasible to apply in the municipality of Orion for the reason that there's related projects constructed on the other places like Iloilo, Cebu, and all the rest. Our project proposal will prioritize conserving agricultural zones without compromising the urbanization process of this municipality. One of the solutions we've thought of this matter is we can be able to conserve those agriculture area by providing assigned zones or area for it and ensure that there's no conversion of rice fields and farms into commercial nor residential areas. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you for listening and God bless.